Gala music, how is everybody doing tonight? Um, I'm going to start off by saying I am a little sick today. I picked up some kind of something and I feel like I got hit by a truck, but there was
Oh,
no chance I was going to miss this AMA because I've been waiting for these two artists to join the Gala platform for it feels like years, but I think that's just how Web3 feels. I think it's probably actually just months. Um, so I would love to introduce to everybody Hope and Tess Henley. How are you both doing tonight?
doing great.
Yes. Hi, everybody. Thanks for having me.
Uh, as always, if anyone has any questions for the artist, you can pop them in YouTube, which I am monitoring, or pop them into Discord, which I'm also monitoring, because I can do multiple things at once, which is why I get paid the big bucks. So you are both Gala Live performers from different cities. Hope, I met you in LA
Yes.
because you were performing in that weird house that someone
Yes.
rents out as a venue.
Mhm.
And my wife already knows this, but I just fell in love with you instantly.
Aw,
You
that's
just
so
have
sweet.
insano energy about you. So I was like, oh my God, Hope is my best friend. Like I just met this person. You just have that vibe,
I love it.
which is just great. And everyone loved your performance there. Tess, you performed in Chicago because we had a spot that opened up, and I raised my hand and I said, "Hey, like I've got someone who could do this show who's pretty spectacular." So you came to Chicago for us, which was also amazing. How were your experiences with the live event? Hope your event had a lot more people than Chicago. You had like 10 people performing.
Yes, we had quite a few. It was pretty magical. A lot of the artists were my friends, so we all were like excited together. And of course the venue was crazy. Like the view was just beautiful. You could see like the entire city. And it was just really great to be in like an old space. That building was actually built a long time ago, so it has like these old vibes, and there was all this cool new music being played. So it was a cool combination of like art for me. It was really exciting.
Yeah, that was it was a pretty cool spot. Um, it was different, a lot different than Chicago, which are like an actual music venue, which I thought was super fun. Um, and thank you, Tess, for making the trip to Chicago to perform. For me, that was just all me being selfish, saying let's get Tess to perform so I could watch Tess perform. One of the benefits of being me, I guess. Um, how was that and the crowd in Chicago for you?
I'm glad you did. That was a fun, quick trip, but uh, the venue it was nice to even be in a venue again, and hear other artists play, hear live music. The audience was just what you would want, and just great listeners and excited about music and happy to be there as well. So it was I got a little slice of Chicago, and you guys treated me very well, and it was a good night.
Even though you didn't play White Christmas.
Ah, man, I wish I would have prepared it.
Uh,
Yeah.
for those of you who are listening, if you haven't checked out either of these artists' music, you should 100% go do that because they're both really talented. I especially love Tessa's version of White Christmas, which almost has 1 million streams now.
Wow.
I tried to put her on the spot and play it in Chicago way before you should be playing any Christmas music. She wasn't prepared. You should go add that to your holiday playlist on Spotify because it's just really good.
That was
Noted.
pre Halloween, was it? or was
Yeah, a
yeah,
little bit. Yeah,
yeah.
Can't
way
wait
too
to
early.
hear.
Yeah, it's super good. So I like to sort of start by getting into a bit of music background. Um, I think it's fun to find how people, got into music. People are kind of split between they started when they're three, and I think Tess, you're in that weirdo camp. Um, or they start like later on, like in high school or college, because they join a band and get into it. Since I already kind of know your deal, Tess, walk us through how you started in music.
Mm, I did start playing piano at 3. My mom had my brother and sister and I in classical piano lessons. Um, I mean, we were playing, you know, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star or something, at that point. But my mom was also a singer in a band, a local Seattle band, and they played a lot of pop, dance, soul, funk, all kinds of music. And so I started kind of singing because I watched my mom do it. And that was the early days. My dad also loves music, so he was there. It was just always around growing up.
I think I just don't come from a musical family, which might have been the issue with me. I love hearing stories about people whose like parents were in bands and they got to go to shows, and so they like were exposed to stuff. Um, Not that anyone should feel bad for me, but this
Did
is super
you
cool.
did you grow up around music? Did you?
No, I listened to it just because I liked it, but no one in my family played anything. We didn't. There was none of that like bigger exposure to it.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, which is a bummer. Hope, how about you? Where did you get started in it?
I think I'm in the same club with Tess. um, I was, gosh, like 2.5 years old and sitting at the piano trying to make up songs. My parents as well were in bands. My mom was an incredible singer who sang in church. And my dad also came up in church singing. So he sang with his brothers and they had like a little trio. Um, and then he went on to college, sang in college, went to New York in the Village in like late 70s and like started bands. And it was incredible. Like his history is like so amazing. But it was in me from 2.5. By the time I was like 5, I was playing guitar and I could barely get my arm around it. So I would like lay it flat, or my dad would like hold half and I'd learn how to play a little something. And then yeah, over the years I just kept playing. Like it was always a part of me from the youngest age.
My favorite part of that story is that Tess at 3, so you snuck in 2.5 as a
Yeah,
flex on her.
no, I didn't. It's true, I swear. She probably would say 2.5 too, right? Because it's
Not a,
always
not a
there.
not a competition, Hope.
Okay, it's close enough. We're still in the same club.
So, so both of your parents were in bands and really musical. Would you count them as influences for you, or do you feel like where you are as an artist came from somewhere else?
Hope you.
Okay.
you-
100%. My father, he passed away like about 6 years ago. And he was by far one of the biggest influences in my life as it pertains to music. He was always writing songs. He had a studio in our home, and he had like a special dedicated space for recording. And then eventually he decided to build this like big loft like in the country because we lived like on 14 acres of land. So he built this amazing like A-frame loft building, and that's where he had the studio. So I used to kind of just sit in there with him and listen to music that he was writing. And he loved social commentary. He loved like writing about issues in the world and, you know, really looking at things that people were going through on like the ground level of home life and work life. And that's the kind of stuff he would write about. So that was a massive influence. And he was also one of my biggest supporters. Like I have a song that I hope to release on Gala in the future, and he's like, "Hope, that's your song. Like, that's the one. That's your best song." And I'm like, "Thank you, Dad." So I get emotional because I miss him. But yes, he was my mom as well. Big influences in my life in music.
Yeah, that's great. You're from upstate New York, right?
Yes, I was raised not far from Woodstock. Yeah.
I'm in Western Mass, so
Oh, nice.
not super far from me. A couple hours drive, probably.
Yeah, it's beautiful there.
For sure. Tess, how about you? Family influence or more other musical artists?
Uh, I'm in a similar boat with Hope. My mom, I would say, was a very big influence. Just watching her perform, and she had a way of kind of bringing people in the room, and making everyone feel like a part of it. And I think that's something I took with me just in what I do. And she encouraged me to write, you know, in ways outside of just watching her. She took me to all my piano lessons and, you know, supported me. And it's never been, I don't think you should do this type thing with her, even though it is a tough industry. But yeah, she was the one that said, you know, if you want longevity in music, if that's something you want to do, I would suggest writing your own music. And it took me a while to actually get to that point, but she was saying that, I think, in junior high. So the answer is yes. My parents influenced me.
That's amazing. Hope, I'm going to put you on the spot because Layla's in YouTube right now. She comes to all of them.
I love it.
She said, "Tell Hope to do a song live on her guitar, please."
Of course I will. Whenever.
Yeah, you want to do one?
You want to do it now? Okay, sure.
Sure, why not?
I happen to have my guitar right here. This was all planned. No.
I don't plan any of this, as a lot of you probably know.
Okay. I wish I could hear Tess singing along with me. It's real easy, so if you want to join in, you can. Love of my life, my soulmate. You're my best friend. Part of me, like breathing. Now half of me is left. I don't know anything at all. Who am I to say you love me? I don't know anything at all. And who am I to say you need me? Color me blue, I'm lost in you. Don't know why I'm still waiting. Many moons have come and gone. Don't know why I'm still searching imagine. I don't know anything at all. Who am I to say you love me? I don't know anything at all. Who am I to say you need me? Oh, love. Mm, 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 oh, love. Now you're a song I love to sing. I never thought it'd feel so free. Oh, but now I know what it's meant to be. And that's okay with me. But who am I to say you love me? And who am I to say you need me? And who am I to say that you love me? I don't know. I don't know anything at all. I don't know anything at all. I don't know anything at all. Who am I to say you love me? Who am I to say you need me? Who am I to say that you love me? I don't know anything at all. Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Yes.
That's great. That song sounds familiar
Yes.
because it might be the song that you're dropping with us tomorrow.
Maybe?
Do you want to talk about it a bit? Where it came from, the vibe, what it means to you?
Wow. That song is really special to me. It's about a relationship, and when you're in it so deeply, but you don't know like what's happening, and you question yourself, you question the person, you question their intentions. And for me, I just got to the point where I felt like, well, who am I to say, like, what do I know? How can I even put into words or like come up with the reason or the intention or what that person feels or doesn't feel for me? It was just kind of one of those things where I was going back and forth. um, Kind of, it was difficult. It was difficult, I'll say that. Um, but at the end, the last verse, the words are, now I know. Now you're a song I love to sing. Never thought it'd feel so free. Now I know it's meant to be, and that's okay with me. So that's kind of like, it was like the peace part of it, where even though there was the struggle and I really wanted that person to care for me as much as I cared for them. But I couldn't make sense of it ever. It was so confusing. And so that led me to write the song and come up with the idea of like, who am I to say? But in the end, it was like, okay, I'm going to just give this to the universe. I'm just going to let it go, and I'm going to make peace with it. And I say, now you're a song I love to sing. Never thought it'd feel so free. So in a sense, it gave me a song, and I'm at peace with it. So
Nice. Thanks for sharing that.
Mhm.
Tess, you don't have to play your song that you're releasing tomorrow. but I'd love to hear about its inspiration and the the vibe, message, etc. You're releasing Joy Somewhere, right?
Yeah. I guess uh, hope your song kind of resonates in the meaning behind it a little.
Mm.
This song was I co-produced with Jesse Boykins the third, and we co-wrote it. And I guess it was during a time of not really understanding the time I was in, or having answers, and feeling kind of the weight of that, or the worry, just about remembering that things change, things always change, it's inevitable, and that to remember the hope in that, and that eventually there is a light somewhere along the way, even though you might not know when, uh, and even though you might not feel it in the moment.
Mm.
If people haven't heard these songs yet, they are in the Discord radio channel if you want to check them out. They're both really great songs. I wouldn't say that if I didn't mean it, because why would I lie about that?
Thank you.
Awesome. We got to the songs early, but I like that. Tess, what is the Budweiser's National Superfest Block Party Competition? Because that's the longest thing I've ever heard.
I feel like I could count on you to like ask the unique questions that I don't think I've gotten that question before, but that it's a good one. It's a good one. And this was I think 10 years ago or so. I don't know if Budweiser still does it, but they were doing national tours with artists, and they called it the Superfest. And that year they were doing Jill Scott and Anthony Hamilton, and in association with MySpace. If that tells you anything of when this was, um, they they had a contest, a songwriting contest, and I just decided to enter, and I ended up winning, and I opened for Jill Scott and Anthony Hamilton, and flew to Dallas, hung out there for a little, and it also helped fund my album that I recorded after that in Philadelphia.
Did you get free Budweiser?
No, I didn't.
Huh. Like some swag or something, like a cool jacket?
See, I think, yeah, they might need some pointers from you guys.
Yeah, it's all about like swaggy jackets for me.
What was, you had a shirt, a taco shirt or something in Chicago? Was that?
Yeah, oh, my Taco Records.
Ah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I love that.
I have my own imaginary record label, and I printed merch for it because I'm
I love that.
an idiot.
I want some of your merch. I literally would wear it.
I'll send you one of my. Oh,
Okay.
yeah, it's just silly, but sometimes I get silly. Yeah, that was one of those things that popped up about you on the internet, and the internet's crazy. I also didn't know that you appeared on Jimmy Kimmel Live. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that was my first late night experience, and that was with another, I had kind of gone on I've started entering songwriting competitions after the Budweiser one because it was kind of helping me to fund recording and projects. And so the Jimmy Kimmel one was through Guitar Center, and I recorded a project with Don Was for that. And yeah, the Kimmel thing, that was I was very nervous, not gonna lie.
So that was also through a songwriting competition?
Hmm.
Wow. That's cool. Seems like entering just like dozens of them and racking up Budweiser and Jimmy Kimmel and top of the country. Do you still do that?
I don't anymore, but it was really, really helpful to me early on, independently to, you end up, everything adds up financially to record, and then to, if you want visuals, and I mean, you all know how it is. So it was very crucial for me at that time.
Yeah, we hear these stories a lot. Like once you're committed to just being a music artist, like there's the grind that goes along with that. And it's maybe working a bunch of jobs to have the money to record stuff, or it's entering Budweiser song competitions. It's different for everybody, but it's a lot of work to get to a place where you're established enough to just support yourself with your music.
Yeah.
Hope, how many times have you been on Jimmy Kimmel?
I wish I could say once, but not yet.
We
I
should
think
work
that's
on
so
that.
awesome, huh?
We should work on that.
I would love to.
Tess, do you still have his number?
No, I don't. I wish I did. I would pass it along.
Well, I think I know some people. Maybe we'll see.
Mhm.
If Layla couldn't get you on Jimmy Kimmel.
I think she could. Layla can do anything.
Certainly feels a lot like she can do anything.
Yeah,
She
she
hates
can.
it when I talk about her on these, but she's an amazing woman. Like she's done so much and she's so nice.
She
Um,
is. She is.
yeah, she's really great. Tess, you should hook up with her at some point. I know you're in New York right now, but you're based out of LA, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Who is
Layla Steinberg, she's kind of the person that got us all involved with Gala. So most of like the
Mhm.
LA group of artists that performed,
Mhm.
she brought us all in. So we also had like this incredible workshop that we do weekly, and we have like titles, like a themed word that we take home and write to.
Mhm.
And then we also take it from there and go out in the community and do live events, and we like host different social justice things to help the community and raise awareness for stuff like that and show support for people. So you have
Nice.
to come on Wednesday. It's really great.
Yeah.
Yeah, on a Wednesday sometime.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll DM you.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, Layla is one of the Gala board of advisors now as well. She's just been in the music game forever and is a proper legend, which is
Yes.
pretty great. Hope, what have you been up to musically? Let's talk about your grind for a bit.
Whew, my grind. I have been doing a lot of songwriting. Um, Sort of all happened during the pandemic because we were kind of on lockdown, and there wasn't much performing going on. So I jumped on a couple projects. One was Fauna Hughes, which hopefully she'll be joining us on here on Gala in the community. She's an incredible singer, songwriter, and yeah, we just hopped in my friend's living room and we're like, let's make a record, pulled out the keys, the guitar, and basically wrote her first album, which is done quite well. And then we did a second album together, and then we also just did her deluxe record. And she actually has a show tonight in LA at the Echo, so I'm going to be going to that. I'm really excited. And I'm working with an incredible artist named Lee Lewis. He is also signed to this label called Bright Antenna and has just a beautiful, stunning voice. So I can't wait for him to come out with some of the songs we've written together. And Bam Marley, which is actually the grandson of Bob Marley. So I worked with him on some songs, sang on his record. And who else? There's a lot of people. Tina Marie's daughter, bless her heart, she's an incredible person, incredible woman. And we wrote an album together, which is coming out soon. And right now I'm in the studio with an amazing singer. Her name is Mackenzie Thomas. She was on The Voice, and she just reminds me of like Mariah. Like when you hear her sing, there's like nothing else. It's like that. Not having, like Mariah when we were young, like, oh my God, like she's like the next Mariah to me. But we've written incredible songs together. We actually have a session later on tonight, so I'm really excited to work with her, like over the moon. Yeah, and I've been working on my own stuff. I've written multiple albums, some of which I haven't put out, so they're kind of just sitting in the vault. But I'm staying super creative. That's the main thing over the past several years. Just really in my creative zone and creating content and hoping to share it. So I'm really excited to have this album on Gala, especially the first song, because it's been a while since I released something. So it feels really, really special to me.
I know that we're talking to Fauna because she's connected through Layla and Cyrano. It sounds like you're responsible for any of the success she might have. Is that accurate?
That I'm what? I'm sorry.
That you're responsible for any of the success that she's having because you helped her with all of her music?
I mean, I just poured my heart and soul into every bar we wrote, and it felt so good, and she delivered such a beautiful performance on all the songs, and she continues to do incredible shows. So I'm just happy to be a part of it. I really am. Yeah.
Awesome. I would love to talk about the songwriting process. Just because I think it's interesting. I'm not a songwriter, but it feels like different artists have their own way of doing things. Tess, when you're writing a new song, what's the starting point? Like, is it melody? Is it lyrics? Is it something totally different? What's your process?
It varies. But I think melody and chords and the music side of things is where my head often goes to initially. Sometimes it will be a lyric or just a story, but I would say majority of the time it might be the music or whether that's piano, if I sit down at piano, or if I open up Logic and try to find some sound that inspires something. But I like to find different starting points. So I think I'm always kind of trying to come at it from a different place.
That is that's pretty interesting. I don't think I've heard that before. I think most people sort of have like I do the melody, then I figure out the words, or vice versa. I like that though, like attacking it from different angles. How about you, Hope?
For me, I have to say the majority of the time it's the music. Because to me, the music is what sort of talks to me and tells me what the song is about, like the chords, um, the notes, the melody, the progression tells me like what is this about? Like what's happening here? You know, it's a minor chord, it's sad. If it's a major chord, it feels more happy. So for me, it's like, you know, what is this music? What is the language of this music? You know, like what is it saying? And then from there, um, of course, it's melody. That's the next thing, and then filling in the words. I do a lot of like freestyling, so I kind of scatter around, you know, and jazz kind of sing, um, and just vibe, you know. And then as I'm feeling the vibe, it's like, okay, this is what it is, you know? And then I kind of come back in and then fill in all of the story and try and make it make sense, you know? And sometimes I'll leave a song for like, you know, months and it won't finish. It just won't complete. And then it'll pop in my head, oh my God, that's it. That's what I've been looking for this whole time. Um, Actually, one of the songs that I hope to release on Gala is one of those songs that it took me like a year to write the simplest line you've ever heard, but it just never came to me until that point. So, but I'm a music like junkie. So I love chords. I love like melody. It just puts me in such a space. Even a progression, different sounds of instruments. Also, you know, like a piano's different. You know, a guitar is different to me. I love strings, and those all individually inspire, depending on how they're played, different you know, ideas. So
I like that. You work with a lot of other artists on their stuff. How do they bring you into their process?
wow, that's such a good question. You know, it's different every time, and every artist has sort of a different way of creating. You know, like you were saying before, like we've never heard, and I've never heard anyone say what you said, Tess, about like, you know, attacking the songwriting from different angles. You know, I love that too because it's kind of like a challenge. But similarly, when I create with other artists, you know, they all have their different things. So I kind of have to adopt. I have to really be patient. I have to mold myself to the moment in a very special way and try to find out what they're looking for and suggest good ideas or to the best of my ability, like what's a good idea? Does this make sense, you know? And like offer it. And sometimes you get smashed down and they're like, no, 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 I can't do that. And you're like, oh my God, like what did I just do? But it's so fun and it's such a challenge. And the payoff is the best part when you realize, like, oh my God, we finally did it. We have a great song. Everyone was patient enough with each other to come out with something great. So, yeah.
I like that. I we don't have any other questions from the community. Um, what do we need to know about you guys? Is there something Gala should know about you as you're joining the platform as artists or as people? I know that's a big, horrible question. Like we covered a bunch of music stuff, but Hope, what should we know about you that we don't?
um, that you don't know about me. I would say that I am 100% an artist. I love the fact that, well, I got to talk about myself, right?
Of
I'm about to
course.
talk about Gala again because I'm so excited. Um, about me, I'm an artist. I love design. I love interior design. I love fashion. I'm working on a handbag for women, and a fashion line. Um, and I don't know where Gala's going, but I hope we can include the fashion aspect. I think that would be incredible. Um, I'm vegan. I've been vegan my whole life, and I love the idea of being healthy and being aware of wellness and mental health and patience with ourselves and all those trending words, but that are very meaningful right now. And I'm all about humanity. I'm all about helping people in the world and, those that are less fortunate that live in places where there's war right now and there's things happening that are so sad and like break my heart, that I have empathy for those people. And that's my mission. So, yeah.
I love it. Tess,
I
you don't have to.
No, I think the first thing that came to mind was that this is I'm still learning a lot of things about Web3 and Gala, and so if anyone has requests or an idea, something that they'd like to see or hear, I'm open to hearing that. So reach out if anyone feels something.
I like that. Hope, I know you're on Discord.
Yes.
Tess, you're not yet though, correct?
I am. I still don't. I still don't know how to use it.
It's
Figure it out.
crazy.
I'm
I was calling
on
my
it.
guy. I'm like, help.
Yeah, I'm on it. Is it? How do you share handles? How does it work? It's just Tess Henley. That's yeah.
We will get you sorted out so you can join.
Okay, I'd like to join. Yeah.
Yeah, Discord is where most of our community meets and hangs out and engages with artists when they're in there. It is really interesting because it's not, as new artists come on, it isn't just learning about Web3, it's learning about stuff like we're in Discord, which is a whole new thing you have to learn and figure out, and just how the community functions is really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get you through all of it. The priority, I think, is citing great artists, and then we'll figure out how we can all engage in the best way possible. But I'm really excited. Tess, you're someone that I had reached out to because you had inquired through the website. And so you're on my emerging artist fantasy team. Hope, unfortunately, you're not.
Aw. It's okay. I know you love me still.
I totally do. I think Serial gets credit. But you're both amazing, and I'm really excited that you're both going to be on Gala, because this is, I think, what we need, like really talented, strong performers who are just great. I'm a fan of both yours, and so I'm excited to see where all this goes.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much.
Started in 45 minutes, which is crazy. Yeah, so everybody check out their songs on the Gala Radio and Discord. Both of your songs are dropping tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific time. Yeah, and thanks so much for joining me. This was lovely.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, I hope you feel better.
Yes. Please take care of yourself.